know, talking about things that could be helping the Udyr, right? And the Seraphine was one of them, but the obvious one, really, that's left available is the Orianna.
Yeah.
So no surprise.
I mean, that's what we're going to be seeing potentially in some of those trades on the bottom side.
Yeah. Well, looking forward to it as we hop onto the Rift here for game number 1 of our first match of week 2 of LCK Summer. Dr. I'm going to be playing some soccer here as the Ezreal. I apologize to all of our European viewers. I meant football, of course.
Yeah, he's doing a great job so far. It's a pretty significant lead, in fact. So if you first don't succeed, try again. Peanut's actually going to come here a second time. He knows there wasn't a ward placed here because he tracked exactly where Pyosik was. So he knows he can actually hover around this tri-brush here and stay a little bit longer. There's the Q, and he's going in.
Dash does go forward, and the mist is down already as well. The fear comes out. They get into the circle as King, and no flash, remember, so can't get over the wall. Duskbringer brings Rich on over, and there's the harpoon. Peanut picks up.
And it's his positioning, I think, based on what I've seen so far, as we're going to extend a trade here on the top side.
Yep. So much vision in the area as Rich has to flash. King, and not a lot of mana, but still, Rich going to respect that fully stacked passive. There's the face breaker. Peanut just gets a special delivery Orianna, and good by Solka. Not even a flash, but does of course have the shockwave. Rich is going to get here first though, as the Gwen is slowly following. DRX doesn't look like they want to give this one up, as Peanut is going to be able to grab it. There's the equalizer. Does go down already. Pyosik's out of the fight. True Shot Barrage is going to miss him as Gori's inside the circle, but that is not where he wants to be. That's going to be the first kill going over to the Gwen. DRX make it a 1 for Herald trade.
Rich has teleport, and Kingen does not. Solka doesn't have it for a few more seconds. This should be, because of map advantage here with the teleports, I don't think that DRX can deny this Infernal.
Yeah, well, this is a dive up towards the top side as Rich, and he's just dead. I was about to say he's in trouble, but no. He's just
They're the ones who have to approach this team fight.
Well, Kellen getting chunked a little bit here. As, yeah, finally, we might actually have a fight. King is just going to walk on in. Shockwave does absolutely nothing, as there's the paranoia. I love it. It finally comes in. Ocean is going to be locked down by Peanut as Gori gets healed up to high heaven by Kellen, who throws down the wish as well, keeping everyone alive. That being said, no one's died on the side of DRX yet either. They are also being corralled as Rich may find himself in an odd position. Teleport to come in here as Gori is making his way back. Rich in an uncomfortable spot, but Gori gets himself a huge haymaker. Locks down the Varus and the Orianna. That's so much of the damage as Peanut is just going to light Kingen on fire. The circle goes down, but Kingen is still definitely going to the death chamber, and DRX are not escaping from this. Peanut just flamethrowers the bear to death, and double kill for Dr. Arms to end the ace.
It's an ace here, Atlas, at this stage of the game. This game is now completely in Nongshim's hands, right? And just moments before this, too, we saw a fight that was fairly contentious. We'll get a replay of it in a moment. But a lot of things really go wrong for DRX on that fight.
Basically nothing. I'll give you the update of what happened between the last two Drakes. No, I'm not, because there's actually a fight happening here. Rich is going to flash. Spell Shield, not actually going to go off, I don't believe, but is able to get the fear on Pyosik, and he's going to run the opposite direction. Peanut trying to get out of here as it's getting a little bit dicey. Gori's on the bottom side of the map, though, and the disengage is good from Nongshim. True Shot Barrage gets all of the value in the universe.
And Kingen already used his mist.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Gori's here. Look at him. That's Nexus turrets. He's smacking them down. He's doing so much damage alongside these minions, as there's another showstopper. Gori should be able to find a face breaker. Yeah, there it is. Max range. Haymaker's not going to land because Pyosik runs a little bit too quickly, but this is Nexus turret number 2. And Gori with this massive damage build that's still very tanky is doing so much work, and the Nexus goes down. Nongshim.
But I mean, look at the damage here for a set. He's actually the highest damage in the game, significantly lower than King and significantly lower than Solka, but the impact of his damage, that he had the highest impact damage in every single moment, right? It feels like a comp that's really easy to execute for Nongshim as long as Gori can make sure his destinies are not a little bit too far forward or a weird angle, which we've seen him and Bae both fail at a few times. I think if executed correctly, Nongshim have a composition that is just almost too big to fail in this second game.
A macro style of compositions out of Nongshim.
Yeah, and as we head into the second game, I feel like the CC that Nongshim have to offer is just so immaculate that even the Lee Sin the Akali doesn't feel as high mobility sometimes when you can just get gold carded, you can get feared, you can get nard, you can get Leona, you can get stunned, you can get solar flared. The engage options for DRX, they're still there.
Not too much to worry about. Herald is going to be taken down to about half health here as Peanut throws a ward down and gets the bad news, but Destiny's going to get Gory over here if he wants to very, very quickly, and you can see DRX not wanting to take too much. Yeah, he's going to come on in here. And Narbar is slowly ticking down as Gory and Kellen should be able to move on in here. Peanut gets over that wall, and they're just waiting out the rich Narbar, but are they going to be able to wait enough time? Is okay, there's the equalizer. Immediately Kellen goes in, but he might be the sacrificial lamb as first blood goes to the Akali. In goes Peanut now as Becca's getting taken down low as Gory flashes his way out. He survives for a long time, but it's not quite long enough as Dr. Arm not going to find the Q or the E, and I believe that Nongshim were able to grab themselves the Rift Herald. Yes, they were. Peanut picks that one up, but it's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of DRX.
Plus, the bottom side of the map is completely going the way of Val.
Oh, yeah, that was 4v5.
Yeah, he gets a ton of extra gold from those minions, gets a turret plate as well, gets a free back here. And it was a pretty heroic fight for Nongshim, all things considered. Gory actually dodges a lot of the Akali damage early on in the fight. Like, if you watch Gory in this fight, it's like he's invisible. Nobody can actually deal with him. He walks over here, gets a gold card off, then he Destinies, flanks on the other side. You see Peanut come through, and it feels like a great collapse. Okay, Peanut's coming through with the paranoia. He's got the flank here. He has a perfect flash to get away, but it's just still not enough. They don't have the damage to actually win this exchange. They're too low on health, and they have to back away. And the biggest loss, this is a really bad exchange of macro on the map with DRX. However,
yeah, that's a dead Rich. He's real dead. As Solka, of course, those Merc Treads making life pretty good, and there's the 5-point strike for the solo kill onto the Twisted Fate. Down on the bottom side, though, let's see whether this dive is going to be effective. The Varus immediately gets taken down as Doctarm is also dead. Thankfully, the turret didn't decide to take anybody else down, and there were minions there, and therefore it's just a 1-for-1. But both 80 carries down. It's basically a moot point as Kellen is just dead as well, so it's another trade.
That was not actually the case there, as very deep dive here from Becca. He's going to lose a lot of his health bar, but they guarantee the hit here with the Rift Herald. Yep. But they overextend so much.
Okay, that's just a very dead Pioshik who is just wandering with not very much health and is just going to fall down.
Kingen is in a bit of an odd spot here, too. I think he might get out of here just fine.
Feels a little bit like the cards are falling down as Gory's going to find himself the gold card. And in goes Peanut, finds another stride breaker, and the kickback is going to connect. Kingen's actually doing everything that he can to try and get out of this one, but another gold card comes in.
But yeah, this is a game where not Live Sandbox, they're not in this game. Nope. For Nongshim.
They're going to be playing tomorrow as Paranoia does come down here towards the top side of the map. Bit of a positional switch there as, Rich in a great spot to stop.
Okay, why is he still there from DRX? And I think there's a lot of question marks coming down because they know there's a rotation coming up.
Yeah, this is a big old whoopsie. He does have flash, but he's going to use his stopwatch here. Teleport comes on forward, but he's not actually going to use the flash just yet. In fact, he uses it right as the hail of arrows were coming down, and the equalizer is going to miss the flash forward because he was getting greedy for a gold card as Nongshim are going to try and now back away, picking up what they wanted.
Tripping together situation.
Well, Paranoia's going to come on through here as Gory finds himself a gold card. The flash comes out, but the fear does too. And rapid fire cannon is going to mean that gold card comes in from downtown as Kingen almost tries to find Peanut there, but not going to be able to. And the Lee Sin is going to fall down, but Nongshim are going to... You saw how valuable the Paranoia is in making that happen, but we haven't seen anyone look at the Baron at all. As another Paranoia does come in. The equalizer goes down as Peanut trying to fight with Pioshik here, but Flame Spitter needs to be avoided as Rich comes down. Good flash comes out, but it's a flash Pioshik down very, very low, but Rich is the one in trouble. There are 5 members in the area, but Rich is still alive, just straight up misses that wallop completely though, and that is going to send the Gnar away. 4v5 now as we've got a minute until that Drake does come up. You can see DRX, they are listing towards the top side of the map.
It's going to be a Baron attempt here, I think. They're going to clear vision, or at least going to make this.
See, it's only that equalizer that has done damage, and now Pioshik's going to be able to just use it again. True Shot Barrage, definitely blocked immediately by Becca, but now Unbreakable is on cooldown, but Nongshim is going to be hard to get these health bars back up again. Kellen,
Kingen pulling
pretty
so
low,
many resources.
exactly. Kingen fighting against Rich, but he's down relatively low. Gold card's coming on in here, but that means that the Energized is now on cooldown for Gory.
It's go time, I think, for Nongshim. We've got one shot, and this has to be now.
Yep, Kellen gonna go in there. This is the Hail Mary plays. Can they actually lock down the Drake? It is gonna be taken by Peanut as the paranoia gets him over the wall as well, but Kingen is going to use his stopwatch at a beautiful timing. And now Doctor chasing after Solka. Pioshik is dead on one side, Kellen dead on the other, as now Peanut goes gold and buys a bunch of time as the boulder comes on in. Unbreakable is going to stop Becca from falling down, but is Solka going to be so lucky? Peanut now trying to find the fear. They don't really, as Gory's just going to get taken down. Exploded with all of that damage. Oh my goodness, the poke flying back and forth.
Hit there on his way out. Now this looks like a Baron.
Yeah, looks like we're trying to 50-50 on this one as well, as we'll see whether the vision will come through. Of course, Destiny is going to be able to force that, as there's the paranoia. Kingen goes over, gets the kick onto Peanut, but Peanut is ignoring the Baron. The Baron is down so low. It is going to be taken there by Pioshik, but 2 dead already. It's both solo lanes. And this means now Nongshim, all they need to do is try and tidy this one up, and they might be able to break some turrets. But it looks like Becca's there once again, the stalwart defender for DRX.
Such a messy fight. Such a messy game. I mean, sure. And it's in, so gotta be careful.
Yeah, this is now Cloud Soul point from both of these teams, as Rich is going down very, very low. Concussive blows will connect. The flash out comes through as Kellen gets on over. That's a 2-man stun with the solar flare, as now Paranoia comes in. But it's beautiful positioning of the equalizer, and Kellen is already dead. Now Nongshim, they need to try and do something about this. Becca, the Unbreakable is just so damn good from this guy. Gory takes a lot of his health bar, is going to make it out. Peanut also limping out of this one as Doctarm, very healthy, but Solka now on the flank. Gory's in trouble. Rich teleported back in. He's now at full health, but Gory's not so lucky. Pioshik just going to try and burn down Doctarm, but Doctarm's going to be okay. And now it's the power of the Ezreal. Oh, is it? It's the power of the Akali. I tell a lie. Solka pops in, 5-point strike for about 1 billion damage. And this should be DRX taking us to game 3.
It certainly will be. What a crazy game. Back and forth from start to finish. This is probably our highest kill game of the season. 27 has the Nexus turrets come under fire here. DRX coming in big.
Yeah, well, it's not over just yet, as Kellen's getting on over. Look, I say that, and always Solka just quietens me down, and I'm okay with it, as Solka is going to tank up this turret for a while, but the turret not going to tank up him, as now the Nexus will be taken. Only a 2,000 gold lead at the end. Still, I'm kind of... look, this is... it's actually really sad for Solka, right? Because if this happened first game last week, we'd be like, damn, Solka was so good. Yeah. But now we've just been seeing it every day. Akali's just too strong. And,
top lane.
Yeah,
it's not going to be a great matchup. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Solka thinking about the mid lane Jace, and then we would have the Aurelia. I like this as well.
Don't do it, DRX. I don't want to see this from DRX. I want DRX to play a standard straight-up game and win this series 2-1 if they're going to win it. I don't want this game to be tainted by that if they lose. Please don't do it.
Well, okay. Gwen is very, very strong, so this should have the Wolf seal of approval this time around.
Does, yes.
It's on top of the Catfish and should be able to get stuff done. But hopefully Doctarm can have a better time. He was pretty forgettable in game number 2, to be perfectly frank.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah. Also, Bao on his first champion that isn't Varus of the week. Done it. That makes pretty dang well, as Rich not going to be able to get over the wall, as of course that flash was just taken down. Good equalizer comes in though, as Peanut wanting to get rid of the Gwen, and yep, ain't going to be saved this time around, as it is going to be a 1-for-1, but True Shot Barrage coming on in here, and there's the follow flash. Peanut, he don't miss those. As Gory not going to be able to find the same play that Solka found on him in game 2, but he's going to be towards the top side, and Kingen knows exactly what's going on here. That's an equalizer put down for fun, by the looks of things, as Gory going to dance around this one. Rich comes in, there's the paranoia. They just waited for the mist to part, and Gory's going to dash on through and pick that one up. Rich tanks the turret for exactly the right time, and that was a really nice dive.
This is the proactive play that we've been wanting from Nongshim for so long.
Okay. Gory going to be able to backflip his way away, and Pioshik's like, what? Yeah. There's like not losing and then actively winning, and there's not a lot of actively winning here today.
Certainly
thus far. Control Lord goes into this Drake pit though, as Pioshik taking down to half health. It's good value. Equalizer is still available, of course. True Shot Barrage can augment that as well from the bottom side, as we can see. Gory does have teleport that is currently on the top side of the map, as could be a 50-50. Pioshik taking a fair bit of damage. There's the teleport. Equalizer to block it off. I love it from Nongshim. Immediate exhaust onto Rich to stop him as Bao. He needs to be dealt with, and Gory's going to do exactly that. Dashes on out. Bao's going to be taken down. Another beautiful play from the Akali. She will be taken out in the end, but she killed the Jinx, and that was her job as Dr. just looking to clean this one up. Double kill does eventuate as Solka is there to throw out a shock blast, but that ain't going to do it. And here is the cherry on top.
Inspired, right? And this is one of those moments where DRX start the Drake, right? But you have to remember, the engage window here is so huge for Nongshim. They have an equalizer to cut the team in half. Rich comes through, and then Gory is there. Once the health bars are low, he's like, this is exactly where I want to be. And if Pyoshik can't lock him down and hit a stun, he just zips through the entire team, and you can't win this anymore.
Yeah.
And DRX have to back off. You see, Solka actually does one more shock blast onto Duckdom, sadly. Not going to get anything else, but we're going to watch the Akali play here once again from Gory.
See how he gets it done. Good ult on in, and as Akali likes to do, she can get absolutely anywhere she needs to go.
Does die
Okay, is that a fail flash at the end there?
I think it was, but it's not just Akali in this case. It's the power of the equalizer that comes through from range, right?
Yeah, I mean, Peanut's starting off that fight with that perfect sort of zoning equalizer to make sure that he could split the fight, as we've just got a dead Jace in the mid lane. It looks like Akali is past level 11 and is now able to do a lot of work.
This means that there's opportunities for DRX to get mid-prio back. Duckdom is so greedy.
Well, see whether he gets that Arcane Shift back available again. I don't think he's going to be able to, but Kellen has so many heals, and Pyoshik has to get devoured, and that means that is an extraordinarily dead Jinx in the back line. And now Gory, he comes forward. When the Akali doesn't need to do anything at the initial fight and 2 kills go down, you know that the tidy-up's going to be there. And Solka and Kingen are like, what happened to my team?
Yeah, this is really, really scary, too. I mean, this actually could be a Baron play. They're going to look to group for it.
Nope, he is able to get out.
When an Udyr almost doesn't get away. When he almost doesn't get away, you're starting to get a little bit worried.
Well, now Peanut is running away, but Kingen, yeah, unfortunately bit off more than he could chew. Bit of desperation there. Looking to try and lock down the Rumble.
That might
Bao in a bunch of trouble.
I mean, only 30 seconds left on this Baron buff. It's going to cost them a lot of control over these inhibitors, but if anybody else dies on DRX while they're trying to defend these inhibitors, I think the game ends. Like, Nongshim are at that point. We're only 25 minutes into the game, but they are so fed. They've got an Akali who is ready to party in this base. You cannot afford to even defend these inhibitors. I think you have to wait. You just have to back off and let Kingen respawn.
Yeah, but I mean, how long are you going to do that for, right? Are you going to back off and let your Nexus turrets tank up the aggression, right? Because now that's what's seeing the issues right here, as we can see 2 minion waves being pushed in. The Baron has just worn off a couple of seconds ago as Peanut trying to burn Pyoshik, but Pyoshik not too worried.
Solka's back. Duckdom so greedy.
This is definitely very far forward, but Shock Blast barely denting the Ezreal that's built like a tank right now.
Pyoshik in the perfect spot to try to deny some retreats here, but Nongshim are still going to be able to force their way out of the base. So close to actually trapping them all and punishing, but they're just not. They don't have the damage to do it. If Pyoshik tries for that, he might actually get blown up. Nope. Okay, that was a lot of resources committed to kill that super minion.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Nongshim are just going to group, and they're like, no, forget the Drake. We can actually just win this game right now. They're that far ahead.
Some rockets flying on through here as Bao's trying to utilize that range advantage that he absolutely has this game. The dive is just so strong. True Shot Barrage comes down, equalizer, decent positioning, but not maximum value. Now we'll see whether DRX can just restabilize and go for a re-engage without the carpet available. Exhaust onto Duckdom. They're unable to fully commit to this one. The lack of engage on DRX is so dangerous. Nongshim can decide when to do anything this game as the wish comes through, and Nongshim are back up to full health once again.
This looks like game over.
Yeah, which team has the fountain here, Wolf? It feels like it's Nongshim, because they just don't lose health. That's going to be the Akali locking down the Udyr, and I think that DRX may have ran out of ergs as the Jinx takes the Akali down, but the Nexus is not going to be so lucky. 9,000 gold the lead in the end as Nongshim do it again. But also, the mechanics were on point. You can't deny it, even though it does make us frustrated. I'm with you, chat. Don't you worry. I'm also feeling it. But that is absolutely fine, as there are the Power Rangers once again. Megazord has been completed, and that is going to result in the...
네, 농심 레드포스가 DRX를 상대로 2대1 승리를 가져가면서 4연승을 달리게 됐습니다.
Nongshim Red Force got their third straight win up against DRX. Now let's have a chat with Gory Peanut, the POGs on the side of Nongshim Red Force.
네, 오늘 계속해서
Congratulations! I think Nongshim is pushing their momentum forward. How are you feeling, Gory? It definitely feels nice to pick up a third consecutive win, but I'm not satisfied with my performance. So I'm just feeling like so-so. But still, you have 400 POG points. A lot of people are calling you the carry of Nongshim Red Force. Peanut, what do you think of his performance? He only, have 400 POGs, but I think he's gonna earn more, and I'm trusting him that he's gonna play even better in the future. So I'm feeling great that he's got a really nice start. And Peanut, you carried Game 3. Are you satisfied with your performance today? Even though it's another 2-2-1, but I think it's a bit different compared to two others 2-2-1 victories. So I'm feeling that it's getting better and better. I'm very positive about the results. Nongshim tried Soraka support, a very off-meta pick, so could you tell us about the logic behind that pick? Kellen has a very wide champion pool. He's a talented support player, so he can just play whatever he wants, He's ready for everything, and Soraka was one of the champions on the list. He kind of wanted to play it as well, so I think we were able to try it today. We also saw Viego, Wukong from Nongshim. You guys are always trying the newness here in the LCK. Is that the opinion from the players or some new strategy from the coaching staff? Not only the players, but also the coaching staff. We are all, watching the other regions, almost every matches, and we are not afraid to make a new challenge. We wanted to try it on stage. We're always open to try something new, so we end up, getting some new tactics.
자신감이군요. 알겠습니다. 자, 그리고 오늘 경기 내내 피넛 선수의 우도도
Today,
굉장히 깔끔했습니다.
we could hear from the mic check that you were making very clean shot calls. What did you focus on the most in today's series? Just as usual, And especially in Game 3, I think we had a very good draft. So I felt a lot more comfortable, which allowed me to make even better calls. However, even when you guys are falling a bit behind, you are making the right calls to lead your team. Gory, what do you think about that? I will, keep saying this in every interview, but I think he's really good at, finding the opening in team fights. You just know if we have to do this or not, if we have to pull it off or not. I guess Peanut is being a wonderful captain and a leader for Nongshim Red Force. In game number 3, you guys are able to, blind pick Akali. We thought that Twisted Fate would be a good pick into Akali, but based on the results we had in game 2, we kind of realized that that's not really viable, and I was also a little bit mad about myself about my play in game 2, so I wanted to, get that Akali and show what I've got. Indeed, I mean, your performance these days has been, incredible. But just not the Twisted Fate. Why do you think so? I think TF is not a pick that actually shows up in the perfect situation, Maybe it's about the draft, or maybe it's about some accident happened in game, but, whenever I'm playing TF, it's a bit of a bummer that I just end up playing in a very tough situation, I'm sorry, but I will not avoid playing TF. I'm gonna overcome. In game 3, it was really odd to see that DRX actually let through all the OP champions like Akali, Ezreal, and put Yuumi Bard to the bench. What did Nongshim Red Force react to that? I mean, we actually predicted that Yuumi or Bard could get banned away, but Kellen, he's got so many other picks ready, so we weren't too worried about it, and we were able to get good draft in the end. So Nongshim Red Force, with this victory, you guys are extending your winning streak to number 3, and also you guys are having a sole possession of number 1. Who do you think has the biggest credit of the current status? I can't really pick one, you know. We've been all working so hard, putting in a lot of effort, you know. Not only us, but the people working at the front desk, the coaching staff. So it's gonna be for now, but we were able to, you know, be on the top. Gory, what about you? I also think that everyone working for Nongshim worked so hard for us, but the person standing right next to me, you know, Peanut, I think he's a perfect player. I think he kind of shares the biggest credit, the lion's share of the success of Nongshim Red Force. Thank you. Thank you, Gory. Moving on. It's really important to, you know, prepare for the next opponent as well. So how are we going to prepare for the next Nongshim matchup, especially you up against Clid? I personally lost to Clid a lot, so I really want to, you know, get my revenge. We will prepare it as hard as we can. And we will do our best. Gory, what about you? You'll be facing BDD. In my professional career, BDD was my idol, my role model, so I really want to do well in that series, and I will beat him. So congratulations on being the top team, being the #1 here in the LCK. I hope you guys can push this forward and find a big success till the very end. This will be the end of the interview from Gory Peanut from Nongshim, and back to our casters. Thank you.